对，真的很像平时做工感觉哦。你也是来这边那种。看小对不对？
Okay, wait, first thing I go.
Hello for you guys who are joining us for today. It's the evening. And
It's a show, actually.
Yes.
sit back.
relax and enjoy as we actually talk about the wedding industry as well as
That's the event industry, actually. Something that
Exactly.
probably for a lot of you, before this, you've only heard of it, you don't really know what's the behind the scene moments. As well as even for those of you, let's say in the year 2021, if you actually plan to do some events or even weddings, hey,
Yep.
this is an avenue that we can actually share with you. Now, of course, for this show, joining me, I have this marvelous looking, pretty looking, very great sounding MC as well as vocalist. This is, of course, Gail Chen Chen.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. And joining me tonight, we have the one and only. Not only he is amazing, he can talk, and he can nail so many languages. And who knows, maybe he can sing as well. It's just that he never sing in public in front of us. This is MC Anthony Woon.
By the way, the only reason why I don't sing in public is because, I actually like all the glass items there is over there, so I don't want to break it. So imagine the moment when I sing and everything starts to break, I have to pay everything. So yeah, just to be safe, I don't want to do that. But
Okay.
essentially, yes. So basically, this is a show we share. This is a show where we share with you the beauty things, actually, the background even of events and weddings.
Yes, people always see us in action during events. It's either Anthony talking or me singing, but we never really share with people about little things that happen behind the scenes or how we started and how we got here.
Will do. Now, for this particular episode, actually, as Chen shared that for us, we want to take this opportunity to share with people, right?
Yes.
How everything started for both of us. Now, for us to actually do this, it's not so much that we're taking this opportunity to show off, so to speak, but it's more of like, right now during this COVID-19 pandemic, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, in one way or another, as much as we want to be positive, but
Yes.
career could be at stake. There might be a lot of uncertainties in terms of career.
Yes.
And even for those of you who might be having your passion that you want to pursue, and you never had a chance, you never had the courage to pursue, tonight's a night where Chen and I, we really want to take this opportunity to just share with you how things started
Yes.
for the both of us, and what got us to where we are today, basically.
And during this pandemic, there are a lot of things that we can do. Trust me, we can relate to that, especially in event line. So just want to kind of spread positivity and good energy with everyone to please stay hopeful. Maybe this is the time where you can make a change. To pursue things that you have always wanted to do but never had the opportunity.
Yep. And of course, for those of you for tonight, let's say if you have any Q&As that you want to ask any one of us, hey, feel free to actually drop in the comment section. And later on, if we actually have the time, why not? We try our best to answer your questions. And even, by the way, since Hari Raya is around the corner, if you want us to help you to wish any of your friends, your relatives right here on the show, feel free to drop a comment here. And as much as we can, if we have a time, hey, we'll be happy to wish Selamat Hari Raya. But before that, so speaking of introduction, now tonight is the night where Chen and I, all right, we've known each other for 5-6 years now, I think.
Yeah, about that.
Right.
Or maybe longer than that.
Maybe longer than that.
Yeah.
The very first time we got to know one another was that particular wedding reception
Yes.
at KTS Garden. That was the
Yes.
first time I saw you, and obviously along all these years, obviously I know how things have been for you, but one thing I realized is this. I never knew how things started for you. So I think, for a lot of us, even for myself, the question is really how things started for you. Because let's be honest, for a lot of Asian parents, they always expect their kids after high school to go to university to get the degrees in doctors, lawyers, engineers, or even accountant. And being an MC and vocalist is quite frankly the last thing they wanted.
Yes, exactly.
So for your case, how did everything started?
Okay, how did everything started? I have to start from my childhood.
Your childhood, okay,
Yeah.
go on.
It's I love singing since I was a kid because of my mom. My mom loves to sing and she is always singing to me. And on radio is never off.
Wow.
Every day my mom would switch on the radio every day to play music.
Right.
So I kind of know quite a lot of oldies and I love oldies so much because of her and some family members who actually enjoy singing. So, but when I was a kid, I never really have the chance to perform or even join competition. I never, not really often, not very
Right.
frequent.
Right.
My mom did not really allow me to join competition. I only remember like about 2 competitions when I was in primary school. Yeah, I think in a way it's my mom, you know, being Asian parents, maybe it's a way of wanting to protect me, not sending me to like be shine under spotlight since I was kid and
Yeah.
no clue about what was happening.
Right.
I didn't blame her. I'm okay with it. Yeah, it was during high school when I started. How I started? I joined a school competition,
Right.
and after that, I joined the choir group. I joined the singing competition. That's how I kickstart. I kind of started to discover my passion and wanting to do more about it. And I'm glad that I joined choir group because
Right now.
during the choir sessions and all that, it actually helped me to learn about singing. And after high school, after I finished high school, I took a break for 1 year because I didn't really know what I want to do after that. I didn't know, like there are courses in college, university, and I didn't really know which one I want to pursue in. So that's when that 1 year, it is really important where I joined event company and a lot of production company to do a lot of stuff. So it's more like a part-time thing.
Part-time thing.
Part-time event crew and production crew. And that was when I built a lot of connection and people introduced me to perform at weddings. So that's how I started.
So literally, because just now you mentioned the fact that growing up for your mom never really allowed you to, I mean, probably sing just casually at home, but not so much actually pursuing for competition.
Yep.
And so basically the first formal actual competition, so to speak, it started in your high school.
Yes.
Technically,
Yes.
that's like your 3rd competition, isn't it?
Yeah, probably my 3rd or 4th.
Right.
And I won that school competition. Yeah, I was so happy.
That's a beauty.
Despite of my stage fright.
Right.
Yes.
So you
scared
actually
as
have
hell.
stage fright.
I have stage fright. So when even up until today,
Yep.
when I'm in unfamiliar environment, maybe out of Kuching,
Right.
gig which is outside Kuching, and that place is new to me,
Right.
I tell you, I'll tremble.
So you
I'll shake.
literally will tremble before the start of.
Even during like my first song of the night of the wedding reception,
Yeah.
my hand will be like, I have to hold my microphone so tightly, like this.
Yeah.
And slowly, I have to, when I sing, I kind of want to have to talk to myself in my head, tell myself to like get
To
over
just
it.
chill, cool
To
down.
just chill, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Now, for me myself, I think I'm actually rather fascinated because the last gig that we did together, it was in Bali,
Yes.
and that was as foreign as it gets. So even for that night, you actually tremble a little bit as well.
A little bit. But I'm glad that I have another musicians together with me,
Yeah.
with me. So it was still okay. I'm comfortable, maybe because a lot of friends were around. A lot
Wow.
of people that I know were around. So usually when I tremble, I'll tell myself like, okay, now I'll tell myself that I'm a big artist, trying to like cheat myself. Yeah.
To let your divaness to actually flow,
Yes.
so it just comes out, so
I
to
would be
speak,
like,
isn't it?
okay, I love Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga is always confident on stage. I'm her right now. I'm her right now. Yeah, that's how I tell myself. And another way is to, I kind of challenge myself to actually make eye contact with my audience when I sing. That's how I overcome it.
To meet eye contact.
See them eye to eye when I perform.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's another way.
That's actually quite an interesting way because for me growing up, I myself I had stage fright. Right, growing up, seriously, I remember when I was in high school, if you put me on the stage, seriously, I would tremble as much as you did as well.
Really?
Yeah. And here I am today. I can do big events. But the thing is, at that point in time, I remember that I told myself, instead of looking at the people, just look at the wall at the back.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, to relax. So I
that's
actually
one
find
way.
it fascinating.
Yeah, so
That-
how did you start?
All right, so for me, myself, how did I begin? It's really interesting. To a certain extent, it sort of began as a desperation in a sense, actually.
Yeah, you kind of share a little bit with me, but
Yeah.
I think not everything.
It's not something that I usually share with people with, to be honest. It's a thing that I keep it within myself for most of the time. So for my case, what happened was when I was young, when I was 2.5, my dad actually left us due to an accident. So at that point in time, obviously, my dad being the financial base of a family, the moment when he passed away, our finance just crumbles like that. So growing up, money has always been an issue. So, imagine my peers, they all went for tuition in primary school and secondary school. But for me, I never really had a chance to do that. And obviously, even after I've completed my university, right, at that point in time, honestly, I was still a very science student. I actually studied in my school at least, Gapor, whoever that's from this school, I was in the class, the Alpha class, which is
Alpha
basically
class.
the Science 1 class, basically.
The top students class lah.
In a sense, though, I wasn't a top student. I wish I am,
Still
okay?
better than me, okay?
Okay, lah. So, and so basically that was where I was. So I love science. I was a very biology student.
Wow.
Right, until today, I think I still can actually explain to you the relationship between progesterone, estrogen, luteinizing hormone, and follicle stimulating hormone.
I have no idea what are those.
For those of you who are watching, I think if you know this is actually the hormone involved in menstrual cycle. Don't ask me why. Somehow I actually get to still remember all these hormones.
Anthony.
Yeah, but I was very bio-minded. So at that point of time, after my high school, what my plans in my mind actually was, after that, to actually go to university, go for Form 6 first. After Form 6, go to university and to study
What did you study?
degree. So I wanted to study bio-related degree, basically things like biotechnology, biomedical science. But because financially, obviously, I couldn't go to study where I wanted in private university. So I enrolled into public university and they gave me this course of zoology.
Zoology.
Yes.
What
A-
did you do with that?
Animal resource science and technology. So literally, this is the course where you study about the biodiversity of the animals. It's not so much like vet, For a vet, it's more of like, okay, you study about the anatomy of the animals, the organs, whatever, not. You can treat them, you can make them heal. Not so much of me. This is basically you study the biodiversity, you study how to give them the environment for them to stay and for them to really survive well, so to speak.
Deep.
Yep. So basically, it's more of like for those endangered animals, like orangutan, for example. So
Yes.
that was what I studied. But I really didn't like it.
You're not into that.
Yep, not so much. I tried. Trust me, I really tried. So I studied for about 3 semesters, 1.5 years. I couldn't take it, and I just left my university.
Just left.
I left my university. Obviously, my mom was like, "Really? Ah?"
Same as my mom, like they would start to question.
Yes.
Are you sure about that? Do you really want to do that?
So yeah, so basically that was my mom's like, "Really, you want to quit? Come on, just go and get a degree lah." I'm pretty sure most Asian parents would do that as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have that expectation.
yeah, I mean, for us, even for us, if we're parents, if we have children, I think we'll do that as well.
Yes.
So after I've dropped out from university, I started working with my sister.
Anything related to what you studied or what you did?
Oh, completely unrelated. At that point of time, if you're watching, my sis, I was literally doing 跑刷, 跑嗨, 跑高,
Wow,
I have to cover
PSPH,
everything. Yep. My main scope was being an admin at that point in time. So fine, being an admin, but it was actually a very stressful job. Sorry, my sister, if you're watching. It's actually a very stressful job. And my colleague at that point in time, so literally one day she approached me and asked me, "Hey Anthony, you have MC before?" Because I did for youth groups and for my school
at
last time.
church and-
Yeah, perhimpunan last time. I still remember. So yeah, so I had some experience. So she literally asked me, "Hey, you know what? I have this friend who might be needing an MC to help to host for a wedding. Would you be interested?" So at that point of time, I just went like, "Yep, sure, let's go and do
Why not?
it."
It's a good opportunity.
Yep. So I got that, and the very first gig that I did, I remember the most was
Okay.
it was a wedding in a small restaurant, 7 tables, and it was vegetarian. I remembered.
Vegetarian dinner.
So for those of you who actually know me, like for you, you have seen me very often for weddings. I'll wear
Yes.
my suit and tie.
Yes.
For that particular wedding, I wear my green color polo tee, jeans like this, and just normal pair of sneakers, and that's it.
Wow. Still acceptable during that timeline, maybe 10 years ago, but nowadays,
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
if client sees you in that, oh, you'll be banned from any other weddings. from
Yeah,
that
so
onwards.
I was there, and I remember, I had to hold one mic with one hand, one paper at the other, and my paper, trust me, it was shaking. It was my first event. But basically, that was the first event that I did, the first wedding that I did.
And a memorable one.
Oh yeah, memorable
Quite
one.
Experience.
And yeah, so that was the start actually. So
that
imagine
was the
that.
first wedding
Yep,
that you did.
yep. The
And
very
after
first
that,
wedding.
people start to notice you from that wedding, and you got hired to others, or how did it go?
Sort of, kinda, actually. So, like, when I first met you, actually, at that point of time at
Yeah.
KDS Garden, that was kind of the start of what I'm doing right now. So before that, I was just this unknown MC in Kuching. So very randomly, there was this particular run in shopping mall. They
Yes.
engaged me to host for this run. So basically, they don't know anything about me, but they gave me a chance to try. I went to this run, I hosted this run to my best, and I met DBKU ex-mayor.
Oh,
So Dato was there witnessing everything. And the next thing I knew was Kuching Marathon.
oh,
The
one of
very
the
first,
bigger events back then.
correct, the very first Kuching Marathon
Wow.
back then. They wanted an MC, they wanted a host. And at that point of time, this mayor, thank you so much, Dato, if you're watching, this mayor actually handpicked me to get Kuching Marathon Association to get me as the MC for that particular event.
Wow. That's one hell of an opportunity.
Yes, it
I'm sure
was.
that's a breakthrough then.
It was a breakthrough. So I want that I host as much as I can, as best as I can. And yeah, basically that was the one actually. So from there, I get, from that particular Kuching Marathon, a company got me to host for the annual dinner. And from there, that is where I slowly get to know you guys. And here I am today.
Yes.
It's really surprising, come to think of it. Like, you never really think of it sometimes, but when you think of it, it's actually rather fascinating.
Yes.
And to put it very bluntly, I wouldn't be where I am today if not because of all the chances and all the opportunities that was being given
what
to
a
me.
journey, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And you were that wasn't your full-time job back then,
Yep.
isn't it?
Yep,
You
it
had
wasn't.
another full-time job, so slowly you shifted.
Correct. And the beauty is, actually, speaking of full-time job, remember I mentioned to you the fact that working with my sister's company,
Yes.
it was a very interesting experience. Don't get me wrong. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
At that point of time, I was covering mostly admin, did a tiny bit of account, did a tiny bit of human resource as well. But, along the way, I've actually learned a lot. So, as I've mentioned, it was very stressful. So, at night, at that point of time, when I have an event, when I have a chance to really hold a mic
Yes.
and just go on the stage and be like, ladies and gentlemen, a
Yes.
very good evening and welcome to this evening's wedding reception. To be honest, at that point of time, for me, it's more of a way to relax.
Relax
Correct.
and release. Yeah, I remember many times, not really many times, a few times that I remember. Anthony will come to event after work, after
Yeah.
his full-time job, and
Yes.
he will came to me and like, oh, Chin, I'm so tired from my work and all that.
You hear me
And when the
complain.
event started, when the wedding started, he's like, ladies and gentlemen, wow, that energy.
It's
I can
different.
feel it, even the passion.
Yeah, it's different.
And I was so happy when one day you came and tell me that you have a plan. You want to be a full-time professional MC.
Yeah,
And I'm glad you
That-
are who you are today.
that was 3 years ago.
Yeah,
That was
and
really
you-
3 years
you've
ago.
been MCing not only in Kuching, but around Malaysia.
Yeah, basically covering the whole of Sarawak, in KL, Penang, Pahang, and of course the one that we did together in
In
Bali.
Bali,
Correct.
yeah.
But I think one thing that, for your case at least, you started off. It's just something that I'm rather curious. Is you started off in primary school. At that point of
Yes.
time, it's basically just your dream,
Yeah,
It's
it's
something
just
that-
a hobby.
your hobby exactly. So you started as your hobby. Then in high school, you started singing for competitions, and you took a break, right?
Yes.
Between high school and university. So one thing I'm actually rather curious is because I'm pretty sure at that point in time, being a musician, being a vocalist, when you first begin, I'm pretty sure it has always been, filled with a lot of unknowns.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure at that point of time, you don't get any live bands as well, performing
Yeah.
for weddings whatsoever. So how did you overcome that fear of unknown, to put it that way?
Actually, it's just faith that got me here.
Right.
I don't know why. There was something like, there was a thing talking to me in my head.
Right.
It kept telling me that if you love something, if you're passionate about it, like do it and take it seriously, of course. Not doing it for fun. Yeah, you have fun at the same time, but just pursue it if you feel strongly about it. And always believe that as long as you do your very best, give your 100%, be serious about it, you're going to make something out of it, make a name for yourself.
Yep.
And yeah, kind of in a way succeed in doing it.
And here you are today. Yeah. And the thing
Even though
is,
it's still tough,
Yep.
like especially this pandemic. But
correct.
yeah, you gotta stay strong, everybody.
But I think for a lot of people who might be watching this, actually, one of the question they might have is, especially for those of them who have been working for all this while and who have been questioning, can you actually do this and actually make a living out of it? So for you, Qian, I think one question for those of you who might not know you that well is this a full-time job or is this a part-time thing you're doing right now?
It is a full-time thing.
It is a full-time
Yeah,
thing.
I know people always, there are a lot of people always asking, like, you're doing this full-time job, really? Can make a living?
Yeah, they'll be like, you sing only, you go on stage, you sing. Wow.
Yeah. But I see the changes, throughout this year. It's been more than 10 years from karaoke at weddings up until today. People actually hire bands, musicians to perform at weddings.
A proper live band.
Yeah, like what a big change, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that.
I mean, to be honest, same goes with mine as well because I remembered when I actually, started doing what I did last time. 3 years ago, that was when I actually mentioned to you I wanted to start this full time because at that point in time, I have been working for my sister. I've always been having this thought that, okay, you know what, you have to get yourself a full-time job, and being an MC, you don't think that it can be a full-time thing. It can always be a part-time thing.
Yes.
So I did it for a number of years, and 3 years ago, there was a point of time where I really decided, you know what, since you like, doing what you do, because for me, myself, I like the art of speech. I literally like to talk.
Yeah.
So I took the step, which was a huge step. It was actually very scary, let's be honest. For all these years, you have been receiving fixed salary on a monthly basis, and all of a sudden, when you step out of it, my gosh, it was
Out of your comfort zone.
terrifying. It was terrifying. But at that point of time, when I first started, registered my company, the only thing that I did, I remembered at that point in time was, if there was an opportunity for me to try, if there was an opportunity for me to go and do whatever it is, I would. I went.
For the love of it.
Yeah, for
no
the
matter what obstacles,
Correct.
you're gonna get through it.
Correct. For the love of speaking, literally. So I remember the most was I was hosting this particular charity show. Obviously, I wasn't being paid, but man, I really enjoyed a lot. I was there, I was talking, I was literally doing things that I really enjoy a lot. So looking back, as much as I'm good, because for me, myself, sure, I speak multiple languages.
Yes.
But no matter how good I am, the truth is, if not because of all these opportunities and all these chances given by all these people along the way, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yes.
And precisely because of all these opportunities that I had, they trusted me at that point in time when I was still nothing and no one. It got me to where I am today. So seriously, whoever you are, you know who you are. The chances that you have given me, the opportunity that you have given me, you got me to where I am today. And honestly, I'm eternally grateful for trusting me and giving me this chance.
It's also a really big decision for you to say yes to it as well.
Yeah, in a sense.
Yeah.
It was frightening. Seriously, I was like,
Yeah.
that show that you did, that we did
one?
together at KTS Garden.
Oh yeah.
That was quite a unique show.
Very unique. I still remember I couldn't see him emceeing when he was talking. I was trying to search for the MC. Where is the MC? Because, okay, we're on different side of the stage. He's
Yes.
in one side and I'm on the other side. So it's actually not that hard for us to look over to another side.
Yep.
But I couldn't see you.
I was so
It was
basically
many years back.
correct. So many years back, for most MCs, in fact. So imagine this: you have a stage, and for the stage, you have like one rostrum on
Yeah.
top and another rostrum on the bottom, on the ground, not ground floor, sorry, on the ground
Get
level.
to the staircase down
Yeah.
there.
So it's a ground level. So MC, we always go there
Yes.
because you know why? It hides us from the public
Yeah,
view.
exactly. You
So when
feel
it
safe.
correct when it hides us from a public view, it literally makes us feel safe. So
Yes.
that's literally the reason why when you go to KDS at that point of time. Well, you can't see me, but I remember at that point of time when I look at you guys on stage, I was like, wow, that psychological barrier that you have to break.
Yes.
That's a lot. So
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, especially if you have stage fright.
yeah.
Yeah, especially that wedding. I still remember there are a lot of professional singers
Yes.
and MCs at that wedding.
Exactly. I remember I saw some of them. I was like, hi, nice meeting you. I was nervous.
You know.
I was nervous. Like, you get so many professionals, but the only thing I can do at that point of time was, all right, once the time is there, just go on it. And I just try my best. And just when the time is there, 在场的来宾以及亲戚朋友们，大家晚上好，欢迎大家来到今晚的结婚喜宴。And just go with it. We have to say, along all these years of journey, I think I'm actually very blessed for one thing is, along the way, right? I met you obviously. I met your live bands. I met a lot of sound and lighting people, venue decoration people, and basically people of this industry and beyond. And the beauty is, a lot of you guys, for those of you especially who are closer to me, you always gave me the advice that you think, hey, Anthony, probably can try this.
Yeah.
Probably you'll get better. So, for example, one of the example is this particular sound guy
Yes.
or a sound engineer. A nicer term to it, sound engineer, but we call it sound guy, Ahok.
Ah,
If you're watching Hawk, hi.
hello, Hawker.
So Ahok was actually the one that actually gave me a lot of advice. My voice, in general, it's a louder voice. So he always told me, Anthony, don't shout, chill, love your voice box wherever it is. And yeah, along the way, a lot of people they've given me a lot of suggestions, and quite frankly, it's because of all these suggestions that I got to where I am today.
Yeah, that's how you improve and got better. And I
Yep.
remember you sharing with me how every weddings, you try not to sort of use the same speech. It's
Yes.
always different.
I try my best, and the most important thing is I try to do it in such a way that, because for example, for a wedding, I should never ever be a spotlight. The spotlight, it should always be the couple.
Yes.
It is their day, it is their moment, it is a celebration.
Yes.
So it is something that we really wanted, or rather for me at least, I try to let them to
Yes.
enjoy as much
Because
as they can.
it's always like for every wedding, it's their first time.
Yes.
So I kind of, when you share with me, I can relate to it.
Yes.
Like even though most of the weddings we have standard songs that we need to sing,
Yep.
but it's their first time, so we have to take every wedding as if it is our first time as well.
Correct.
To create that first experience.
Yes.
Yeah, the
pretty
first
much.
time experience.
Pretty much.
Yes.
So the truth is, yes, wherever we are, especially for those of you who have seen us on stage, it may look as if we just appear just like that, but the truth is behind the scene for the past few years, we have been through a lot of things.
Yep.
We have been through a lot of journeys, a lot of ups and downs. But the most important thing is this. I think for both Qian and I is, if for any one of you, if you have any passion you really wanted to pursue. Now, let's say if you wanted to start a YouTube channel, there will be a lot of uncertainties. And trust me, when you want to start, let's say, your YouTube channel, you will always have a lot of questions. You'll be like, okay, what camera should I use? What lighting should I use? Should I do this? Should I do that? Will I have any future? And things like
Yeah.
that. But as much as you can have all these questions in your mind, I think the most important thing is you just have to take the first step and just go
Yes.
for it. be hopeful and fingers crossed. You know, as long as you dare to try your best, you dare to be committed,
Yes.
the possibility is always there.
It's always there. Like what we're doing right now, it's actually our first time. I always second guess myself, like going live. I really,
Yep.
I don't have
It's
the
a very-
confidence, honestly,
yeah.
because I don't know what to say. Like going live, what should I do? People ask me to go live to sing lah. Like a lot of songs, I don't know how to sing. If they request, I'm gonna disappoint them. No, I'm not gonna do it. But look at us now. We are doing this. It's my first time. It's probably Anthony's first time
Yes,
as well. Together
definitely,
doing this.
definitely.
Despite there's another show that we are doing together, Talk Hawk Show. But this
Every
is like
single
super.
Wednesday at 8 p.m. Talk Hawk Show, do join us. It is a show where we actually share the time with another two MCs
Another two of them.
to talk crap and just have fun, really. So
Yes.
that's one thing. But yeah,
Yep.
it's true lah. I mean, at the end of the day, sure, like even for me, this is the first time I'm doing this live. Has it been very nervous, very nerve-wracking? Oh yes.
Yes.
No
we
matter
were.
the thing is, no matter how big the stage that I've been on, being on stage and being in front of camera like this, it's a very
It's a
different
different
experience. But you see, it comes down to people around me that supported me. So people like Chen, and those of you background, seriously, thank you so much.
Yes.
Don't smile, don't
Everyone
laugh.
behind the scenes.
Come on, we can't do this if not because of you guys. So seriously, thank you so much. And yeah, so seriously, at the end of the day, if you have any passion, just go and try it.
Go ahead. Really, please, just go ahead and do it.
Yep. And of course, for next episode, it will be a rather interesting episode that we want to share with you guys. Essentially for vocalists and MC, we
MC.
have a lot of challenges in the past, and even right now during COVID-19,
Yes,
we
no
do have
events.
we do have our list of challenges as well. So that's something that we want to share with you
Yes.
for next week.
Yep. So catch us next week. again.
Correct. But before that, of course, do follow us for any updates. Now, of course, for me, myself, do go to your Facebook as well as your Instagram and follow MC Anthony Voon. Literally, what do you call it? The handle of it is literally 1M1C Anthony Voon. And also, do visit my website at www.mcanthonyvoon.com.
Yep, and as for me, you can also follow me on Facebook. My name is Chien, Chien, and with a Chinese character back there. Or you can also follow me on Instagram, which is chien.gale, Gale. Yep.
And of course, with that, thank you so much for joining us actually
Yes,
for
thank you so much
the
for
very
watching.
first live show that we did. Now, before we actually sign off, first and foremost, of course, right now we are still having this, COVID-19 going on in the whole wide world. It is not the most pleasant experience whatsoever, but precisely because of that, remember, do take a good care of yourself. Wear the mask as
Drink
much
more
as you
water,
can.
Wash your hands.
Exactly, wash your hand. By the way, the beauty is you go to Google, literally ask Google to help you to wash your hand.
What?
Seriously, what the Google would do is your Google assistant will sing a song for you
Serious?
of 40 seconds.
Try it later.
So just wash when the Google is singing. It's a perfect duration for
That's
you.
cute.
Go and try it actually.
Okay, I'll try after this.
And of course, for our Muslim friends who are watching, bagi Muslimin dan
Yes.
Musliman yang tengah tengok rancangan ini Hari Raya just few days away. So seriously, kita ingin mengucapkanlah kepada Muslimin dan Musliman Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri. Maaf zahir dan
Dan
batin.
batin.
Dan sekiranya Gary, if you are watching.
Our Sifu.
Correct, our Sifu as well as one of the MCs on Talk Hawk
Yeah.
Show. We're still waiting for Kueh Lapis.
Yes, you still owe us Kelapis.
We're still waiting for that. But seriously, thank you so much for joining us for this show, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Yes. Hope you
And-
enjoy your Raya.
Yeah, exactly. Take care.
Bye.
Stay
Good night.
safe. Bye.